How do you create your own reality? How do thoughts turn to things? You've got to be a match to what's in your vortex in order for you to live in what you want to call manifested terms, what's in your vortex. It's about you setting your receiver to the frequency of the transmitting vortex and not so fixated on the outcome, just enjoying the process of the never-ending becoming. Because what you notice is, as soon as you get something that you've been wanting, you begin to want something else. So there's always going to be that somewhat of a gap between your giving birth to it and it gestating and you receiving it and it coming into full manifestation. You're not ever going to be standing in a position where you've got a whole pile of everything you want all around you. You're not ever going to get there. It is not the nature of eternal beings. There's always going to be something new that you've asked for that you're on the way to. There's always going to be something more that you've asked for that you're on the way to. And it's the on the way to that's life. It's the unfolding of it. That's why everyone who has ever existed, that's why all of us are all focused forward with all of you right here and now. This is the leading edge. This is where manifestation is occurring. This is the happening ground of creation. This is where it is. And we're all focused there with you. And when you stop leaving it to someone else and you stop pouting about what's not happening to you and you take your own bull by the horns and you acknowledge that you are the creator of your own experience and you let the energy that creates worlds flow through you, now you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Now you're living life the way you've intended. Now life is the way you meant for it to be. Now you got it going on. Now that's the way you mean to be, in the state of eternal becoming, conscious becoming. I saw it, I wanted it, I wasn't aligned with it, I felt better, I focused my mind, I felt ease about it, I allowed it, it happened. It happened, it happened, it happened, it happened. Things are always working out for me. This is the way you mean to feel. This is the way the larger part of you does feel. But much of the world, instead of looking for that sweet spot and finding it and reveling in the creative process, most are looking at the results of what others have done. So they're sifting manifested stuff into piles and complaining that their pile's not bigger, that somebody else's pile is too big, completely missing the point of creation and offering their attention to it in the action form instead of into the mind thought form that is really where it's at. You following? So much action applied after the fact of sloppy creation, trying to compensate for sloppy creations through action and then failing. That's what most people are doing, instead of getting out ahead of it and thinking the thought that will allow it to be. If you're looking at what is right now, first of all, you're looking at past tense. But if you are caring about the way you feel, now you're tending to what's actively going on. And now you get to be in on, and it's what you want so much. It's what you came for so much. You get to be in on the turning of the thought to the thing. You get to be in on the turning of the thought to the thing. You've already chosen the way you want these things to turn out. And now you're in on witnessing the universal forces assisting you, agreeing with you, supporting you, mandating you, blessing you. You see, we are all eternal beings. It's time for you to, instead of trying to prove your worthiness, just feel worthy. Instead of trying to explain what went wrong, just let it go right. Instead of worrying about the stuff that's not happening, focus on the stuff that is happening, and the stuff that isn't happening will start to happen when you focus on the stuff that is happening. But there isn't anything that will cause you to feel more worthy than to have wanted something you don't have and felt yourself give birth to the idea of it and then to doubt it. And then to recognize that you were doubting it and then do something about that doubt, either by ignoring it, changing the subject, or by speaking general enough about it until you began to soften your resistance about it. And then to feel the ease sweep over you and begin to feel yourself believing it. Do you know that there is as much movement in you moving from doubt to belief as there is from something turning from a thought to a thing? The big movement is in you moving from doubt to belief, or just from doubt to not thinking about it. Because if you're not thinking a thought of doubt, it will prove itself to you and you will believe it. Ooh. So when you say, show it to me and then I'll believe it. We say, okay, just stop thinking about it for a little while and we'll show it to you. And then you can believe it. How about that? Show me and then I'll believe it. Okay, but you got to stop thinking about it altogether, because every time you think about it, law of attraction's got you over there where you were last. And where you were last was doubt. And as long as you're focused on it in doubt, you're not letting it move. So if you can stop thinking about it, we'll show it to you. That's the way the universe is working with you.